Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're at, what time it is. It's at the brink of dawn here. There's darkness outside, but it's early morning here in the Commonwealth.
It's snowing.
It's snowing here,
It's
but
awesome. It's beautiful outside.
yeah, I can't see right now outside. But welcome to another episode of Kenan Concourse Convos. I almost said the Bleacher Boys pod, but it's Kenan Concourse Convos. I know that's a mouthful. We need to work on a new name. But my name is Ben Doster, and I am with my co-host, favorite biomedical engineer, CEO of his living room, and mayor of Charlottesville, and Elder Evans, aka Zachary Lloyd Evans, the first, the one and only.
You're ridiculous.
Probably the only Tar Heel in I guess the Grinch in Whoville. Uh, that's quite the bio, Zach. Man has a degree from Carolina and NC State, but he never set foot on Stank's campus.
That's
Uh,
right.
and you know what? What a time to be able to bring that up as the Tar Heels have just completed their football season. It culminated. Well, I don't know if there's any true culmination. Definitely no climax that we can really um, talk about. But the season ended this past Saturday at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh with a 42 to 19 loss at the hands of NC State. It was a bitter one. And this it was the fifth consecutive loss to the Wolfpack, but I think the thing that makes it such a bitter pill to swallow uh, is Carolina's performance against our rivals this year. Uh, Zach, I just can't imagine a worse way that just makes it seem like you don't really have anything to salvage from the season. But 0-4 against rivals, UVA, Wake, Duke, and NC State. I mean, that's just whew. And the so far it really makes the Bill Belichick experiment um, seem like a fail. Where do we go from here, Zach?
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating. I mean, many of those games we should have won. I mean, should have won the UVA game, but in both the UVA and Wake Forest games, the offense was like, no, 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 we don't actually want to score. It's more fun not to. That was brutal. And then the Duke game, we took the lead and then decided, nope, that's enough points. We will win by one instead of trying to score again to ice the game. And then NC State, honestly, the NC State game, the offense showed up and the offense was doing a pretty decent job. They were moving the ball. I thought Gio looked really good. I mean, better, not great, but better. He was throwing some good balls to the outside. And then the defense decided they didn't want to show up, and um, it was just painful to watch. I don't think it's so much about who the opponents were. It does suck to lose to your rivals like that 3 times in a row, but just disappointing when I thought they were getting better. They're sort of in the middle of the season, right? And we started to get a couple wins, and we were showing some signs of improvement. The defense was playing better. We were playing a little bit more complementary football, and it's like we just stopped trying to run the ball. We just felt like we didn't want to be on the field. We had no fight in the team. And I think that's where the team chemistry really comes into play. And guys are not from North Carolina. They don't understand the rivals. If you didn't listen to our interview with Bryn Renner last week, go back and listen to it. Thought that was really good. But nobody was really playing for pride for the university and for the state because they don't have any because they're not from here. And so, moving forward, it's like, well, how do we build the program where I saw Dave Doran yesterday or sorry, 2 days ago for National Signing Day. Somebody asked him his thoughts on being ranked so low in the ACC, and he said, "Well, I'm pretty sure every year I've been here, I've been ranked lower in the recruiting trail than UNC, but go look at the results. It's like good talk. Like say what you want to say, man. Like you deserve to do that. Until we as fans and the coaches and the players decide that winning those games are the most important games on the schedule, we're going to continue to lose them. And good for Dave Doran. It's literally the thing that has kept his job for going into now his 14th season at NC State. So good for him. He deserves to talk because this is getting ridiculous, losing this many games in a row to your rivals. So
Yeah. Another thing too, I was talking with my brother about this last night, and they said it on the Inside Carolina pod first. Uh, that there was a time when we were competing in this conference. We were in the mix for the ACC. I mean, we were competitive in the ACC. And you go back to the Cal game. I mean, those miscues, fumbles, especially at the very end. I mean, it started the game with a fumble at Cal, but then the one at the very end where we're going in for the touchdown and the defender strips Laycock, can't put it all on him for that game. But that's just brutal. I mean, you got to hold on to the ball. And then, especially when you're going in for the score. And then, Virginia, another significant fumble by a senior, Kobe Paysour, right near the goal line too. And that wasn't the only play, but we had a chance to win that game probably by double digits in regulation. And then Duke, uh, we could have we could have won that game. I mean, Bill Belichick built his career before he um, became a Super Bowl champ on special teams. That's how he really got started. And our special teams have been, aside from Reese Verhoff and our punting and uh, Will Hardy catching punts, not fumbling. I mean, that's what we're hanging our hat on. And I mean, we fall for a fake field goal against Duke at such a critical moment, and we fall for a fake punt by NC State. And everybody in this stadium, except for us, knew that that fake punt was coming. You know, I mean, it was just
yeah.
so obvious. And uh, those, but you go back to Cal, Virginia, and Duke. Those three especially. I mean, should have won those games. Zach, we could be talking about what potential bowl game, on this pod, but now it's more of a post-mortem of the season. And like we'd be finding out Sunday, you know, 7-5, 5-3 in the ACC, and a bowl game with a chance to win 8 games. That would be a huge foundation. Obviously, a blowout lost in NC State. I guarantee you, if we were 6-5 going into the state game, it would have been way more competitive. I'm not saying we would have won, but it would have been way more competitive. Have so much, you know, it'd be a way more positive conversation. And there, uh, a bowl game, I don't care what people say about bowls. That's still something it says that your team did something uh, significant enough to earn some sort of reward, and that would be uh, another you know, foundational thing for this program to build on. And I know Jordan Ship said that his comment about building from the bottom, but man, I would love to have another cornerstone to lay down on that foundation to keep building on something positive so the guys can have something to feel good about, not to get complacent, but there's something to when building to keep building with positive things, man, that just really helps in program building.
Yeah. I mean, the one positive, I think you kind of were starting to go this way, but this team is or was as untalented as they were sometimes was only a handful of plays away from being 8-4. And at 8-4, they would be going to the ACC championship game because they would have been 6-2 and had wins. I'm assuming in that scenario, they would have not fumbled against Cal. They would have they would have beat UVA, they would have beat Duke, and they would have punched the ball into the end zone once or twice against Wake. Wake wouldn't have had that garbage touchdown at the end, right? But we had a lot of possessions that ended up in field goals or at least attempted field goals. But if you win those 4 games, you would have had wins over UVA and Duke. You would have been 6-2 in conference, and you would have been going to the ACC championship game at 8-4. So I think we sit back and we realize, well, that didn't happen. And the frustrating part is I think I can still see the vision of, man, if we had more talent and more guys bought in and maybe some more a few coaching changes that you had in your notes, but I'll let you get to that. But if we had some of that, like, we might be okay. But the disappointing thing is that we lost those games because of a lack of discipline, a lack of focus, and next year's schedule is brutal. I mean, at some point, that'll be much later. We'll go through that as we get closer to the season. But you're playing Clemson on the road. You're playing Notre Dame. You're playing a UConn team that they just lost their coach, but they went 9-3 this year. So who knows? Like, we're playing UVA on the road. We're playing some tough games. Do we play Miami? I think we play Miami, right? Like, it's going to be brutal. To win 6 games next year is going to be way harder than to win 6 games this year. So um, that could be challenging. But um, I do feel okay about the fact that we had a lot of young guys that really showed up, and I just am curious to see who we keep and who we don't keep, and trying to be positive about the fact that we were just a couple plays away in some of those games, but have to be more disciplined. The penalties and lack of focus is what really drove me crazy.
Yeah. Um, and going back to the comment about coaching staff and changes, um, you know, still haven't heard anything regarding Freddie Kitchens or in his status as offensive coordinator. I don't know if that's because they want to get through signing day first, but I mean, he's buddies with Bill, but um, yeah, still no reports regarding whether they're going to retain him or not. And you saw how dysfunctional our offense was, how just how awful our game plans looked offensively, how uncomfortable our players looked in that scheme, and just the play calling, how that just nothing consistently worked effectively, throughout the season. And we need to go back to having an offensive coordinator who understands college offenses and runs a spread-oriented attack that is up tempo, and then have to address the quarterback situation. Um, I don't know if they're going to go with any of the guys currently on the roster. Um, they just are very stubborn uh, in terms of never really gave. I know they put a Torrey Newkirk in there a couple times, but never really gave him or Bryce Baker any significant opportunities to prove themselves on the field. Um, I'm not at practice, so, but at some point, oh, hey, we're not going to a bowl game. Let's give these guys an opportunity to just get their feet wet, and um, I think that would have been great experience for them. And
Yeah.
uh, Max isn't coming back. I love that kid, but he's not coming back. So
He
look,
hasn't entered his name in the portal yet. He's got another year. We'll see. I
yeah,
don't want him to be the quarterback, but I'm just saying, like, he has another year of eligibility potentially, and
well,
which is
that
crazy.
that's still not official.
No,
Like,
I think it is. They said it on I think Jones and Adams said it on the Carolina Insider.
Yeah, we need Zach to produce that uh, so we can.
But it doesn't matter because he doesn't need to be our quarterback either. I'm not sure that there's much improvement there, to be completely honest.
No. But and then the Burgess kid, is he going to be medically um Travis Burgess, elite freshman coming in, is he going to be physically ready after having a significant injury? And then it just, so is this going to be something that we address in the portal, which really seems like that's a possibility, but is that going to scare off some of the guys that we have in the pipeline already? So
I'd rather see, to be completely honest, I'd rather see one of them play quarterback.
I agree.
I think we roll the Sam Howell, Drake May way. Go with the guys from your recruiting pipeline that you brought in. They're young guys, but they ought to be talented. And if you go with Newkirk or you go with Bryce Baker, they've sat in the system or at least gotten used to college. Hopefully, it's a new system, but they've gotten used to college for a year. And go with that and go get some other pieces for them, right? Like I know a lot of people want uh to go get the best quarterback, but I'm sorry, like the best quarterback that's available might not be considering Carolina. And then, like you said, what does that do to your recruiting pipeline if you show like, oh, I'm just going to go get someone over you anyways? So I'd almost rather them spend the money and the resources they have to go get pieces around them, go get another one or two threats at wide receiver, get a better offensive line, like build around them because these kids, I mean, they were highly rated 4-star recruits. They're all very tall. Newkirk, I think, is like 6'5", 6'6". Bryce Baker 6'3". Burgess is 6'5". These are, they got the body, the type that you want, right, in terms of height and weight. So I'd like to see what they have a little bit.
they're almost as tall and as athletic as us, Zach.
I
Uh, so. Um, Real quick though, recap the state game. 42-19 loss at Carter Finley. Um, was never competitive. I think I texted y'all, let's just have a big brawl. And then I texted that to my family, to my college roommates, and one of my college roommates, Isaac, said probably lose that too. So
probably would, to be honest.
uh, don't want to go in the season at 4-9. 4-8's bad enough. Uh, they just, you know, we were dominated at the point of attack. I mean, they killed us at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Uh, just wanted it more. I mean, I think someone said that on Inside Carolina uh, that I don't know if this was for the season or if this, which wouldn't surprise me, or if it was just for the state game, but probably for the season, I imagine. That Gio Lopez was um, pressured 60% of the time.
Mm.
So State did bring a lot of pressure against him. I think he was sacked maybe close to 5 times. And on the our defense, I mean, it was amazing. We knew they were running, especially when they brought in Will Wilson for those,
Yeah.
in, near the goal line, and man, we couldn't do anything. The push that their offensive line had, I mean, it was just we weren't meeting, and just the lack of energy, enthusiasm, and that comes from the top down, and that seems like that's been an issue for the whole year. Which, I mean, I'm not telling Bill Belichick to change his personality. He's got to be who he is. But um, I think if you're not showing energy and enthusiasm, um, you know, um, that that's just your players feed off that. They don't need to be told to play hard. I think Hubert Davis, Roy, like, they say we should never have to coach energy, effort, and toughness, and I get that. But if your coaches have if your head coach has like a ho hum attitude, you know, that translates, man. And that's sort of seems to be the case. I mean, I'm not behind, I'm not with them behind closed doors, but just watching him, and he's like an Eeyore at the press conferences. He's always been that way.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this season, but he was pissed the other night. So,
Uh,
that's on him. Like what is he who's he pissed at? Should be pissed at himself.
he really should be. Uh, I mean, he he's oh, I mean, he just hasn't looked ready. I mean, whether it's recruiting with the portal or just some of the things with the college game, just especially with the offense. And Ronnie McGill, former Carolina football player, standout running back, and 15 years as an NFL front office um, employee, scout. Uh, he said that our we just had terrible game plans. We'll have to find his tweet, but we're trying to get Ronnie on the show at some point, so hopefully that will work out. Sounds like he's got a pretty busy schedule right now, but maybe follow up with him after the start of the new year. That'd be great to have him on. You get some of perspective from someone like him. But when you have former players critiquing the game plan, that's an indictment, you know.
Yeah.
And
Um, I don't know. Sorry. Did you have more thoughts?
I mean, I've got lots of thoughts.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody wants to hear them all, but I'm with you and fired up.
Yeah, yeah. My two thoughts, I just had two additional thoughts to what you were saying besides the game and yeah, not coming fired up, ready to play that I just wanted to mention is just dirty play by state, and I'm not sure. I know people are like, well, maybe that guy was blocked into Geo or whatnot, but it doesn't matter. They're accused by the fact that they are known to do that. And I'm not saying that we should do that, but that's just an example of becoming ready to play and play your rival. It just seems like all the time we're surprised that NC State does something that's a little outside the boundary, right? And we shouldn't be surprised by that. Like we should come ready for a dogfight. And it's just something about Carolina. Like I'm sorry, I don't like when they people say that we're wine and cheese, but sometimes we are, man. And I mean, we're not. We are not personally, and our friends definitely are not. We might be the most non wine and cheese fans that exist, but the fan base as a whole is kind of soft, and our university is kind of soft, and we are always, I don't know, just not ready. We're not tough. We're not mentally tough enough to take the trash talk and the bait from the other team and shut them up by hitting them in the mouth between the lines when you're allowed to, and we're just never ready to play. And it drives me crazy. But state's always ready to play dirty, and you got to be ready inside Carter Finley. And my second thing is this didn't really, I don't think this is not why we lost the game, of course, but it does affect momentum tremendously. And it's silly when people say, that's not why we didn't lose the game, because it affects momentum, and momentum is why you could lose the game. The officiating just continues to be horrendous in the ACC all across the board. And in this game, the officiating was so bad. Again, it was so bad and it was so one sided. I understand we got called for a lot of penalties, but I'm not quite sure some of those penalties were penalties. And it really affected the game when we were down, but not completely out yet. And so, sure, you could say, well, we were already down a score or two, and the officiating doesn't matter, but it does because it prevents you from being able to come back. And I don't think that's why we lost by as much as we did, just to be clear. But I am saying that it does play a role as well as the many things and mistakes that we made in our incompetency on offense, of course. But it's something like when you watch the game this weekend, if you watch the game this weekend, I will be watching for the sake of friendships. But I would be shocked if Duke gets many calls in the ACC championship because the fate of the ACC kind of rests on UVA's shoulders, and you can just almost take it to the bank that UVA I think is the better team, and they're probably going to win. But if it's close, they're going to get the calls because the ACC wants them to go to the playoff. So um, it's brutal to watch sometimes.
Mm, I hope they get every call. But
I hope they both lose. Part of me hopes Duke wins, but no, you didn't hear that. My UVA boys, listen. I'll cheer for UVA just so y'all can have some fun. But man, it's tough. Hope you both lose.
yeah, I'd rather see someone from a group of five get in. Uh, than, uh, than who's in the championship. I mean, the two best teams in the ACC aren't even playing, like Miami and Georgia Tech. You
Yeah.
know, which is, I mean, Georgia Tech's kind of laid an egg the last few weeks of the season, which has been disappointing. Not that I'm a Tech fan by any means. Uh, but Zach, NC State had 8 offensive possessions for the whole game. They scored touchdowns on 6 of those possessions, but they had a perfect 4 for 4 start to get the game going. I mean, and that's how they got to a 28 to 10 halftime advantage against us. And yeah, I mean, we just had nothing for them defensively. And honestly, our defense has regressed some
Mhm.
last few weeks, and I think that's been disappointing. Um, I get that I don't think we have a ton of depth, and teams have been game planning better for us uh, to deny our pass rush, which has been really effective for us this season. I think for the most part, Abu Jabe was the only yeah, one of the only ones that got recognized
Yeah.
by the All ACC honors. So, I mean, yeah, it's just disappointing to see. I mean, but I think it goes back to complementary football. When you're getting nothing from your offense, it is really hard to keep going out there and performing at a high level and sustaining for any significant period of time. That's one is discouraging. Two, you get tired, and then I mean, NC State's a physical team. They've been physical since Tom O'Brien. And then plus two, I think it goes. Dave Doran gets it. I mean, he knows how to keep his job and
Yeah.
what he has to do to do that, and he understands what a rivalry game. To go back to what you're talking about means and its significance uh, for for a football program and for a fan base, and that's one reason why we keep losing this state, and why state always looks like they're playing with more of an edge and intensity. But I mean, our defense, though, I mean, you have to keep them out of the end zone, and we just failed to do that.
Yeah. I mean, can you blame him if you were being told, hey, you're going to make $5 million a year, and you got to do two things. You need to win enough games to get to a bowl game, and you need to beat Carolina. That's all you have to do, and we'll pay you $5 million a year. Yeah, like there's a reason. I mean, I of course I'm sure that they care about being successful and maybe one day competing for the ACC, but I don't think their fan base really cares. They
It,
only care like that that they're good enough and that they beat Carolina. Like that's all they care about. So, well, we need to have that attitude, right? You can't we can't win the ACC until we are able to consistently beat Wake and Duke and State and UVA. Hopefully UVA is in there, or at least be competitive, right? But like, goodness gracious,
Tommy Ashley from Inside Carolina keeps harping on this. The thing that makes this so frustrating is how bad our conference is. It's not just how bad we are, but how bad our conference is. Like he said this, like, if we had just played above average football, we'd be in Charlotte this weekend.
Yeah.
We were talking about too a few minutes ago. I mean, we should be. It's not like these other programs are head and shoulders above us. It's not like we have Georgia and Alabama in our conference. And Miami, for all the talent that they have, I mean, they should have gone 12-0, man.
Yeah, yeah. They underperformed like Duke basketball. So
And then, I mean, I was just talking about Georgia Tech down the stretch. And then look at what Clemson's turned.
yeah.
So um, that's just because Dabo doesn't want to get on with the times of where we're at. And part of me agrees with him. Like just the way college football and the state of college sports are right now with NIL and the portal. But if you want to win, if you have to be successful, you have to get on with the times and then quit whining. You're getting paid a butt ton of money to just coach football. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, people have been what?
Clemson fan. All of his talking would be driving me nuts.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm kind of glad
people
to eat some humble pie.
also, Ben, I think something might be wrong with your mic because like your words keep going in and out for some reason.
Well,
I
uh,
heard most of what you said, but they keep going in and out.
it's a lot of frustration, a lot
Yeah, a lot of frustration. um,
of how bad this conference is, and the fact that we can't compete.
yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying, a lot of people that I just read online or the talking heads on online are saying how, oh, well, if UVA wins and then UVA gets to the playoff, they're going to get smacked by whoever they play. So it doesn't really even matter. And I totally disagree with that. First of all, in order for UVA to get there, they will have won the ACC championship for the first time in like 40 or something, 50 years for them. Is that not an accomplishment? Would we not like to do that? I would like to do that. Secondly, secondly, uh, you got to get to the party before you get the gift bag at the end. Like I would like to make it to the first round of the playoffs. That would be a successful season. I mean, also for people to just say UVA automatically is going to lose doesn't understand that they've got a lot of grit. And sure, the team they play in the first round will probably have a lot more talent, but UVA's got a lot of grit, and you got to give them credit. Tony Elliott's a great coach, and they're building something. And so, would we not want to trade places? Who cares if you lose in the first round? You made it. You made it, right? Like that's the first step. The first step is making it. like,
A lot more to talk about than anybody else in the ACC who didn't make it.
yeah, that's right. So the Who's need to win on Saturday so they can be in so that the ACC can continue to survive because if they don't, then we're going to be talking about jumping ship a lot sooner, right?
Hmm.
Than we expect. But
Addition to signing day, we brought in 39 guys. ESPN rates us um, at number 12. Some other outlets, yeah, that's the class ranking, 12 nationally, um, and some other ones maybe on three, I believe, ranks as 12. I mean, not 12, but 17.
yeah, ESPN was 12, they were 17. Yeah.
So I've seen us anywhere from 12 to 18. And so it seems like a strong class. 39 signees, man, that's a lot. I don't know, like, I mean, a lot of them are really highly touted, highly acclaimed. And that's exciting. At the same time, uh, with just the state of college football, with the portal, NIL, and how so many programs are bringing um, players through the portal who are 21, 22 years old. Um, and they've been in those college weightlifting and conditioning programs, and they've competed at the college level for a couple of years now. I'd much rather have somebody like that than an 18-year-old coming in who hasn't competed, who hasn't been through the weight training and conditioning, and just doesn't know what it takes to be a college athlete or compete on a Saturday. So, I mean, we don't even know if these guys are ready to compete. And uh, I mean, yeah, on paper it looks like a strong class, but they haven't played a game yet, you know? I mean, so I just there are so many other areas of concern right now with the program that we need to address in the portal. I mean, we already have several guys in the portal. House seems like he's going to enter our leading tackler.
He entered last night.
So yeah, yeah, there is like that. The offensive line, uh, you get addressed. I mean, yeah, people. I mean, I know we've been down on Geo, and rightfully so. I mean, he hasn't played at a high level. Neither have our running backs, but I mean, they've got to be able to. He's got to be able to have protection when he drops back, and when we're getting pressured 60% of the time or whatever it is. I mean, you're not going to have time to go through your progressions or your reads, and um,
Yeah. Yeah. So, real quick, this class, like you said, 39. The good news is 36 of the 39 are enrolling in January, which I think will be a huge benefit because we'll get to go through spring practice, have some of that conditioning, have the summer workouts, and all of that. I quite honestly don't know where we will have roster spots unless like more people need to leave. Um, but just a quick breakdown. We've got four guys listed as athletes. I think one's going to be a linebacker. That's Jordan Avenger. And then one or two will be wide receivers. Another one will be defensive back. We've got five true listed corners, two edge rushers, five defensive tackles, two kickers, seven offensive linemen, four true linebackers. Like I said, it could be five with that one athlete. One quarterback in Burgess. He's probably our highest rated recruit, one of our higher rated recruits. One running back, one safety, two huge tight ends. I like to see that. Both of them, 6'6", 6'7", 6'7", 235, 240, right? Those are some big targets. So need to get those guys involved, and then five wide receivers to round out the class. So it seems like a really balanced class. Bring in a lot of good talent athletes. I think there's at least one 4-star at each position, except for the one running back and one safety. Um, so this seems like a pretty decent balanced class, and hopefully they all come in and are able to really get a lot out of the spring practice. But it'll be interesting to see.
they address this quarterback situation. I personally, like we were talking about, I'd like to see us go with Baker or with Newkirk. I'd like to see one of them get it. I just don't know if Burgess will be ready um,
I
by.
worry I worry if Lopez is still on the roster that they will choose Lopez just to be stubborn.
Oh,
And
really stubborn. And um, yeah, I mean, and Bill Belichick's the highest employee and highest paid employee in the state of North Carolina, state employee in the state of North Carolina by a landslide. So that's a lot of power, and I don't know if he's gonna listen to anybody, but somebody needs to get through to him. And and it really seems like um, Lombardi is in his ear the most about who's on the field, who gets to play even more so than the assistant coaches. That's what a lot of people are saying, especially from inside Carolina. Uh, and if that's the case, I mean that's ridiculous because he's not the one coaching those kids, you know. yes, he has an important role to help us bring in the talent, but it's the coaches who are the ones with the kids day in and day out on the practice field, in the weight room, in the film room, meeting room, like the ones spending the time with them, and they should be the ones deciding, hey, this is who needs to play. Um, and Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case. But at the same time, I also think they're being stubborn too, because they never really gave Baker and Newkirk an opportunity to prove themselves. And I mean,
Yeah, very disappointing.
the season's not going the way that you want it to go. At least try something different, you know? Um,
Yeah, yeah. And
um,
now we get to talk about something more exciting.
yeah, basketball. So let's get our backgrounds up. All right.
Just stay on this one now, right?
Yeah. Now we might have a few more other things to talk about football wise. But basically it's now on to TCU as the last time he said that it didn't go well.
Those first 6 minutes sold a lot of dreams, though. Those first 6 minutes, I couldn't imagine a better first 6 minutes inside Kenan Stadium.
Are we going to Ireland or what, Zach?
No.
Um,
Shout out to the boys that are even considering it, but they've been talking about it. I'm just like, honestly, man, honestly, I'm debating whether even getting my renewing my season tickets. I just
no,
got so much going on in my life, and it's expensive. They charge so much for such a poor product. I mean, I love going because I love taking friends, but I just don't get to. I get to take a couple of my girls at a time, and maybe one game every year we go as a whole family. But now that all my girls start to need their own tickets, I can't get 6 tickets. It was already ridiculous how expensive 4 tickets were, and
mm,
there's just some other things in life, and I need to stop idolizing my dreams of Carolina being a football school.
mm.
And probably the day that I stop idolizing it and focus on my family is when they'll start having success. So
Oh man.
we'll see.
Um, all right. Carolina basketball. Forget the Michigan State game. I mean, I know we got hammered out there in Fort Myers.
Real quick before you do skip it, I just want to say it was 55-52 at one point. Like, yes, the final score looks bad, but it was 55-52. We had a chance to win and we stopped going inside and we kept jacking up threes. That was
And
why we lost.
couldn't defend Jeremy Fears either. Uh,
But
uh
we were competitive. We were competitive. The score doesn't reflect that. And like I said, it was 55-52. And we decided we're going to stop going inside. We're going to stop feeding face R. And we're going to just shoot shots that are not good shots. So
mhm.
that's why you lose those games.
A lot of that was corrected in Lexington
Mm-hmm.
uh, um, Tuesday night, uh, December 2nd. What a beautiful evening. I mean, there's people want to talk about that game being ugly. I don't care if it was 3-2 or 100-90. I want to beat Kentucky every freaking time we play them. And I almost hate Kentucky as much as I hate Duke and NC State. And so it was nice to get. I bet the Baron of the Bluegrass is rolling over in his grave right now. So 67-64, Henry Vasar stepped up big for 17 points, 10 rebounds. Was really just proud of him. Caleb Wilson had an off night, 15 points, 12 rebounds, but he got that. The thing I love about him, even if his shot isn't falling or if he's struggling offensively, he still rebounds and defends and plays with a ton of effort. You still see him diving on the floor for loose balls, which, man, I love that about him. That
He had
is,
a ton of assists too.
yeah. So I love the fact that he sets the tone with
Mhm.
his effort. And
Yes.
that's just for your best player, at least talent wise, who's got the highest draft stock and who's being paid the most um, with NIL. That's that's to me just a great quality about him.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he brings that um to every game. And but he had an off night with 5 of 19 shooting, but still impacted the game with another double um and 15 points, 12 rebounds. So really proud of him. But the guy and I think Luka Bokovac had 12 points. Frustrated the heck out of me with some of his turnovers.
Yeah.
And some of his shot selection, but that's another conversation. Derek Dixon, though, that dude deserves every
Start him.
yeah, he has to start now. He is the guy. The his the steadiness and stability that he brings. I think I said it in one of our other episodes. He's unflappable. He's no moment is too big for him, it seems. And that was a crazy, that's a crazy atmosphere to insert a freshman into, a big time moment to put a freshman into, and say, hey, we need you to be the guy.
Mhm.
Because Kyan Evans just wasn't bringing it. And I don't think Kyan Evans is really a point guard. I think he thrives more off the ball.
Yeah,
And
we got to get him off the ball and unlock his shot somehow. Somehow.
if you have a guy that thrives off the ball and you're trying to make him a facilitator, that just isn't going to work. And then you see how Derek Dixon facilitates and just how he brings a steady and calming and stable presence to that position. The confidence that he plays with already as a freshman is just, I mean, it makes me feel a lot better when he's in. And just he finished with 9 points, but uh, the 5 points that he had at the very end to get us over the hump, especially the driving layup and the three. I mean, that was uh, both contested. Just really, I mean, that was just really impressive. A lot of confidence and just to have the poise to make those plays. Really proud of him and really excited about him moving forward. And I think he's just going to keep building on this and he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, really impressive last two plays there. I mean, he showed a lot of poise because out of the timeout, I thought Hubert Davis did a really good job of calling sets the other night,
Mhm.
and many of them led to baskets, which was really great. But that one in particular did not. In terms of the play that was actually called, it wasn't there. It wasn't open, and as a fan, I started to panic a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, guys, like let's get moving to the basket. Like let's
It
go."
was definitely a broken play, the three at the end.
Yeah, and
He just
and
made a big shot.
he was calm and poised and hit a big shot. And then we saw coming out of the timeout, the play with the layup, and that was highly contested, and he could have easily he as a freshman, right? He could have easily expected contact and banged it off the backboard, thinking that he needed to go up strong. He could have easily gotten blocked, but he did a great job shielding the guy with his body and just having a half step beyond him, right? And really impressive play for him, and showing a lot of poise. And quite honestly, he's been doing that. I mean, he did that against BYU in the exhibition game, and it was very apparent. Like, wow, this kid can be pretty good.
hmm Zach, another thing that was just really wild to see was how we held, I think it was from like 1307 till for at least more than 10 minutes. We held Kentucky. This is in the second half, a 1307 mark to but it went for over 10 minutes. We held them maybe down to 244, I think. I can't remember the exact time. You'd have to go back and look at the play by play. But we held Kentucky with out a field goal, which is incredible. A team with that amount of talent to hold them without a field goal. I mean, and the way we defended the three too, um, just really encouraged by our defensive effort on the road in a hostile environment against a ranked Kentucky team was just really impressive.
Yeah, yeah. A win at Rupp Arena means something, and I thought the article. I don't know if you read the article from Adam Lucas on Seth Trimble's leadership while he's been injured. Did you have a chance to read that article?
I haven't.
Okay, it's really good. Go back and read it. But I guess Monday before they left for Lexington, they did not have a good practice, and or they were not having a good practice, and I think at some point Hubert like ripped his quarter zip off and threw it across the floor, and he was making them run sprints constantly. They weren't boxing out. They were having by all accounts a very poor practice, and then finally like coach just wasn't getting through to them, and so Seth actually signaled to Hubert to call a timeout in practice, and he huddled them up and had sort of a players only meeting like amongst themselves, and basically told them, that you guys don't understand, but like this means something to me, this means something to coach, but it has to mean something to you. Like you're new here, but it's not just good enough to be at Carolina. Like you need to you need to win, and you need to have the expectation. You need to come through on the expectations that come with wearing this uniform. And basically had a really good speech, and calling them up. And I guess practice improved a little bit, but they started a little bit that way in the first half. And I guess in the locker room, they were reminded again, like, hey, let's do this thing. And so it was a cool article just talking about Seth's impact, and just so grateful for guys like that. I think that's football, basketball, whatever it is. I just miss that so much. And Seth, a year and a half ago was considering going in the portal, right? And or had entered the portal, and thankfully he came back. And yes, we need his defense to win some of these games. We need his defense. We need his quick burst, his driving ability, his explosiveness off the floor. But as I've said in our group chat, like the thing that we need the most is this team has to have leadership. We have talent. This team has way more talent than last year's team did, but we need leadership. And Seth provides that. And I can't wait for him to be back on the floor just so that we have the leadership on the floor, not just on the sideline.
Can he go speak to our football team?
I keep seeing these videos. This is so bad. I keep seeing these videos of Belichick going to go talk to the other teams, and I'm like, no, no, no. The other teams need to come talk to Belichick. But like Belichick went and talked to the field hockey team to hype them up, and then immediately they lost in the Final Four. So yeah, some that I think we need to reverse that. I think Aaron Matson and others should go talk to the football team instead.
Bill Belichick's about as his personality is about as infectious and exciting as turkey bacon. I mean, he just yeah. Sometimes I need to check his pulse. I mean, I know he's getting old, but dang. Uh, um. So Zach, man, in terms of basketball, I'll tell you what, it's been really incredible. Just to if I had told you before the season started, be honest, man. Before the season started, if I told you, hey, this team's gonna take 2 out of 3 against Kansas, Michigan State, and Kentucky, what would you have believed me?
Um, it depends on when you ask me. If you had asked me that following the BYU game, I would have said yes, we have a chance to go 3-0.
Before all that.
I would have said we had a chance to go 3-0. I'm just brainwashed. I'm being serious. Like, hopefully, people listening to this.
That should be the expectation for
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah. I mean, I think part of that's expectation. Part of that's just like I bleed Carolina blue.
But like for what we watched last year, and then with all the new pieces and not knowing how it was going to mesh or not mesh, I mean that's a big deal, man. I think
It,
that I saw a stat that said this was the first time since 1982 that we've beaten both Kansas and Kentucky in the same season.
yeah, I think if you asked me honestly, I probably would have said that we have a chance to go 3-0. But if there was a game that we were going to win, it would be Michigan State, and in the games we were going to lose were probably at Rupp Arena and playing Kansas because for some reason we just can't beat them. So
Hmm.
that thankfully that was reversed. I mean, I wish we had beaten Michigan State, but they are a very good team. They deserve um, a lot of the credit they've been given. I think they're very talented, and the people will make a lot of stink about the fact that Kentucky was missing three starters.
I
And
don't care.
yeah, we're missing our senior leader who also is our best defender. So it happens. That's part of the game,
Still
unfortunately.
counts. It still can.
It still counts. We'll take that quad one win. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Joe,
yeah.
Joe, Joe Lenardi in his bracketology put Duke in the tournament twice. That's how much he loves them.
Oh
He
my
gave them
God.
a 1 seed and a 2 seed. Did you see that?
Oh
What
man.
a dingleberry. He's a dingling, dude. Sits in his mother's basement making brackets all day. Like doesn't even know the game.
Oh man. Wow. Um, Zach. I'm. I look at this team still, and there's a lot that excites me. There's a lot that concerns me too. Still, I know other teams have their concerns, but uh, you know, outside of Vasar and Caleb Wilson. Man, if those two get in foul trouble, we saw that against Michigan State or so, some of our other games. If they're not playing well, we struggle. I know we're 7-1, so not much to be upset about. I like being 7-1. Feels good. Um, especially with wins over Kansas and Kentucky, but you see the quality of play diminish quite a bit when you see when Vasar or Wilson or both of them are not on the floor. And then there's just not a lot of depth in the post. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know Zayden High, give him a shout out for the game tying layup, but he's not either one of those guys. He's and neither is James Brown. I know they play hard. Love the energy and effort and enthusiasm that they play with, but in terms of like talent and skill, it just drops significantly when Vasar and Wilson aren't on the floor. And that's concerning because it's a long season and you just don't know what's going to happen throughout the season. If guys get into foul trouble or have an injury, um, we're lean at those spots. And then another concern is especially with Trimble out, and we're still trying to figure out point guard. I know it looks like an obvious situation that Derek Dixon should be the guy, but Kyan Evans, I think you said it, his shot's not falling. Lucas' shot really hasn't been falling consistently.
Hit a big corner three, thankfully.
He did. He did. It was huge. It was huge. Um, and Jonathan Powell finally gave us uh,
Yeah, had a good game.
a lift, but consistently, there's still much to be desired on the perimeter from our guards, and we don't.
Yeah, yeah. So real quick, the down low play, the front court. We really could use someone like Jalen Washington right now. He's currently averaging 8.7 and 5 for Vanderbilt, and like he would be a great person off the bench. Like I know we he didn't have the tool set we needed from him to be a starter, but he was a really good backup. He's tall, he's lanky, he has a great baseline shot. It would have been really nice to keep him because I feel like he would have been a great backup for this team right now. So that's a little unfortunate. And then in terms of the guards, one thing that me and my friend Eli, as we were watching the other night, kept saying is these guards also, besides the perimeter shot that needs to start falling, one thing that I want to see from them is they need to master the floater because
The
some of
Coda
them,
Floater, the Coda Floater.
yeah, some of them are, I can't. I think it was maybe it was Luca at one point. I can't remember, but they went like it was very clear that they should have stopped and popped. They should have like put up the floater, and they went like one step too far and just got absolutely swatted or something, or got stuck. And these guys need to learn a floater because I think driving in the lane, these guards, like you can see it, watch it next game. They'll drive and they'll be just a little bit too deep in the lane. Like they don't we don't have enough quickness. We don't have enough quickness at the guard position to beat people off the dribble a lot of times. And you'll see, like, man, if he had just put up that little 5, 6 foot floater and could master that, they would be really, really effective. So
Mhm.
um, watch out for that the next game. Like you'll see what I'm talking about, uh, where they need to put up that floater shot.
Yeah. Speaking of the next game, the Tar Heels play Sunday at 5 p.m. Against Georgetown. The game will be televised on ESPN. Um, Georgetown's definitely improved. Uh, I believe they're 6-2 right now in the season, and they're an improved team. I don't know if they're completely healthy right now, but we can't take them for granted. And I remember when playing Georgetown was a big game. And I like the fact that we're getting them back into the schedule. And I'm looking forward to next year when they come. I want to enjoy this season, of course, but being in the Washington, D.C. metro area now, I'm looking forward to when the Heels will come up here. I hope we can get the East Regional, man. That would be awesome to get the East Regional. But I know we play Georgetown next season up here. So, um, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Washington, D.C. is hosting the East Regional for the NCAA tournament this
That'd
March.
be awesome.
Yeah, so
This
yeah,
game is this
what
game's a retro out. Did you hear that?
a retro out. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So they announced that Carolina's going to wear their retro jerseys. I think Georgetown said they would wear their retro jerseys to throw back to the 1982 national championship. They've encouraged the fans. So if you're going to the game, they encourage the fans to wear as much retro gear as possible. So your old, your dad's or your granddad's old crew neck sweatshirts and fun t-shirts like that. And then for the first 2,500 fans, I think they're handing out a retro rally towel or something, whatever that means. But it's a retro out, which is pretty cool actually. Thought that was pretty cool. And it'd be really cool if Georgetown agrees to doing the jersey thing. Shout out to them because they lost that game. So can't imagine
it's
they
fun.
lost that game, and yet they use it to claim fame. So it goes both ways.
And then wear Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
You know who hit the game winner in that game?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad was at that game uh in New Orleans.
Really.
Yeah. And so
My dad was on Franklin Street.
oh man, I'll tell you what, anytime the Tar Heels play in New Orleans, it seems like it's gonna be a good day. Uh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, after Georgetown we have a couple of cupcakes and then we play Ohio State in the CBS Sports Challenge. Hopefully Trimble will be back soon. But Zach, do you have any parting thoughts before we uh enjoy a day of being snowed in?
Yes, a couple. One, I should have started the episode this way, so I might have to fast forward to the end first and go back. But today's Hannah's birthday, so shout out to Hannah
Oh, happy birthday, Hannah.
for keeping things running. Shout out to Hannah. She keeps the engine running and homeschool going, and the house and smells good because of the cooking in the kitchen. So appreciate her. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We unfortunately lost our dog, but we've been managing that with the girls. But hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and really excited for the holiday season. I got to proclaim some good news to the middle school and high schoolers this week, which was really fun, and just excited for the Christmas season and just remembering Christ, his first coming, and excited with hopeful expectation for the second coming. So,
Yeah, I think my encouragement for people is to not miss out on the season of Advent, you know,
mm,
and that's one thing that John Piper really harps on. And um, one thing we've been reading about in our Advent devotions. So and it's a season of anticipation as we anticipate our Savior's birth and what, not that Jesus was just born, but that he left his throne in heaven and he came to earth, put on flesh, was born as a baby, conceived by the Holy Spirit of God, lived a perfect life, fully God, fully man, and died the death that we deserve, taking our sin, our cross, our shame, dying in our place and rising again. So that's why he came. Christmas is a means to an end, and that is uh, our redemption, our salvation, so that God could have a people for Himself. And
Amen.
yeah, oh man, we're just gonna preach.
Preacher Ben. See, you're joking with me earlier before we started, but
Oh
that was
Lord,
awesome. Great gospel presentation.
yeah.
And believe the kingdom of God is at hand.
Mm,
Um,
wow. We might be able to do a few baptisms today. No, but hey, uh, Zach, I don't have anything else. But do you?
no, no, I'm good. Go Heels.
Yeah, go Heels. Um, State still sucks.
They suck at basketball too.
Oh man, Will Ferrell is talking.
Oh yeah, Will Wade was talking smack about how we didn't give enough minutes to Lubin, and the three games
Yeah,
giving him the most minutes they've lost. So take that.
yeah. Oh man, you hate to see it, but as Dave Chappelle says, more importantly, you love to see it. Oh gosh. Well, hey, we hope everybody has a great time enjoying the snow and um, enjoy your weekend and go Heels, beat Georgetown.
Go Heels.